I got to interject that all black people in the United Kingdom are out of control currently because they failed to acknowledge Dr. Francis Cresswell-Sing, who died, the foremost she wrote the ISIS Papers, and this is a book that black women in Britain haven't read. Have you read the ISIS Papers?
To be honest with you, I haven't.
You better go home and read it, because unfortunately that's why you're out of control.
I don't think black women are out of control.
Have you seen all of the new type stuff coming out of the reality shows? UK Badders,
Okay,
Real Housewives of the... yes. So you don't think that is an out of control image?
No, the reason I don't think so is because, first of all, that is only a certain percentage of black women. And we can't generalise all of them because of maybe a certain group or a certain amount. Also because, yes, they're doing that, but let's be honest, it's a show. If the show was going
So it doesn't have an influence?
I'm not saying it doesn't have an influence, but I'm saying it's a show. If the show isn't entertaining, if things are not happening, like, everyone knows what's going to happen when they get there. Everyone knows there's going to be fights. Everyone knows there's going to be things going on. Like, I don't want to say it's part of the show, but it is. It's basically part of the show because that's what everyone's expecting to see.
But isn't that out of control?
It's not out of control.
What, fighting?
It's not, because if it was a bunch of white women, it's the same thing.
But it's still out of control behaviour though, isn't it?
It's not out of control, because I feel out of control. I feel like there's a lot. There's a lot to the phrase "out of control." What you exactly say?
If someone's continuously fighting someone,
no, so what
or if that's
exactly?
their go-to.
Yeah, but what specifically are you saying? Behaviour?
Are their behaviours out of control?
Okay,
are their behaviour
specific.
is out of control? Yeah.
Okay, behaviour. Again, I wouldn't say out of control, because I would say each to their own as how they want to portray themselves, right?
Have you seen UK Badders?
I have, and I've seen.
That's not out of control.
When you say out of control, explain to me, what is your question?
The fights, the behaviour, the attitude.
Okay, let's talk about the fights then.
Okay.
The fights that's happened. What are they about?
What do you mean, what are they about?
What are they about? Why were they fighting?
Someone says something about someone that they didn't like.
Okay, so if they were to do that off show, in public or anything else, would you say they were out of control?
100%.
Why?
Because fighting is not the go-to thing that you do.
It isn't.
When you have a disagreement.
It isn't. But then you're dealing with different type of people. This is what I'm saying. You're dealing with different type of people. You can't say, oh, they're out of control because they acted out how they felt. Yes, it might have been wrong for them to act it out, and it wasn't supposed to happen, like, in terms of saying, like, it wasn't the right thing to do at the time. They could have talked about it.
Right.
But I wouldn't say they were out of control because of that situation that happened. Because I'm sure that's not what they do every single day of their life. If they are fighting every single day of their life, every minute, every person that they met, then I can say, okay, they're out of control. But this is one aspect that you're seeing. We can't judge them on that one aspect, and we shouldn't even judge it at all, anyways.
I think we should judge.
I don't think we have the right to.
I mean,
because there's a lot of backstory. The individual that's fighting, we don't know about.
If you were on TV or social media consistently fighting, you don't think you'll be judged for it?
Okay, that again, you've used a specific word, consistently.
Yeah, if that's your goal.
And that was the word I used. I said if they are consistently doing it, then okay, fair enough. We can say, I can't lie, you're moving a bit much. But again, still saying they're out of control, I think is a strong, because again, the individual that's going out of control, we don't personally know them. We don't know do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot to an individual to just say.
But if you go through the shows, you can go through Badders, you can go through Love and Hip Hop, right? You can go through the Real Housewives of whichever one, choose one.
Okay.
You can go through all of these reality shows that consistently, and all over social media, whether it be the podcasts, whether it be stuff people are posting, there's a lot of the time that black women seem to be half naked, fighting, attitude. You don't think that's out of control behaviour?
Again, I don't judge people on what they decide to do. They can do what they want to do.
So then how do you keep people in line?
You're not meant to keep people. You can't keep people in line. It's not your job to keep other people in line. Obviously, be your brother and sister's keeper.
But imagine you just spat it in my face right now.
Okay, now
you know what I'm saying? Like that,
Like,
someone would have to
saying.
keep you in line, right?
No, in what sense?
So it's okay to just go around spitting in people's faces?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I was to now spit in your face, right? And somebody came to me and obviously someone's going to be like, rah, like, you don't do things like that.
Right, that's keeping you in line.
Okay.
Right.
But when you're talking about, but then that can happen to anyone of any ethnic group. It doesn't have to be a black woman. This is what I'm saying. And then
I
even the
that.
shows you've listed, of course, they are all black women. But if this is what I said, if we flip it and it was all white women, no one calls them out of control. They say it's entertainment.
No, I would say it's out of control.
So you would say
I would say it's out of control, 100%.
Okay, so why specifically black women?
Because I'm a black man.
So you're
and I have sisters, and I have
okay.
and I have a mother, and I have aunties, and then when I look around, I don't see the black women that I'm around like that. But that is the
and there's a lot of black women that are probably like that.
But in general, what is portrayed as what a black woman is somebody who's out of control on the social medias and all over the TV.
I don't believe so, because you have other women that are out there on social media that are, you know, portraying us in a good light. So there's Nissy T, there's
who?
Nissy T.
Who's
Nissy T is she did what's it called? She did a show that, again, it was a similar thing but this was a.
If it's similar, then that's not a good light, is it?
Hold on. She was. It was a show, and it was kind of like men against women in terms of opinions, and they kind of throw questions and all of that.
Right. Okay.
Right. She was in the midst of certain. I think everyone there played a very good role, and they did what they did. Again, like I said, it's TV, it's a show. So I do believe there is a lot of things. Editing comes in. There's a lot of things that you don't see that actually happened. They will show you the fight part, but you know, maybe
but you said
there
that
was an apology, maybe there was a whatever. They're not going to show you that. They're going to show you the fight, and you're going to think, wow, this person's fighting all the time, and that might not necessarily be the case.
But you said that it was similar to live shows.
Yeah, when I said
so, that's a good representation of black women.
Hold on. First of all, I said similar because there were certain conflicts.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there were certain conflicts that went on between the girls and the men, or within the girls and stuff. But again, even then, she was an individual that you can tell that she had her own demeanor. She does her own thing the way that she does it, right? She wasn't out here fighting anybody. She wasn't being rude to anyone. She was portraying what a black woman is. Which is a woman who is about herself. They know their own worth. They know what she's about. Like, you know, there's when you see black women, there's so much elegance in it. There's so much demeanor. There's so much everything in it. But we cannot continue to see a certain amount of girls. Okay, cool. Let's even go into the what's it called? Music industry, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a lot of women that believe that, you know, they have to wear bikinis and stuff, you know.
They're constantly talking about their vagina.
That's true.
Right, so is that not out of control behavior?
But there's not all rappers that do that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, Sexy Red, like, Sukiana, right? You've got all of these people just consistently, and those are the ones that are pushed.
Specific type of individuals. There's some individuals that, okay, for example, Cardi B, for example, right? She is someone that she talks about her punani. She wears her, you know, less clothes, everything. At the end of the day, that's her job. She is a rapper. It is a occupation, right? And certain requirements come with that occupation. As much as we might want to say no, not really.
So she's a whore then?
No. What is the definition of a whore?
She's a whore.
What is the definition?
She was a stripper.
What is the definition of a whore?
She had a song called Wet Ass Pussy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Consistently talking about her pussy.
Okay. Right. But you need to understand that people...
That's whore behavior. Is that not whole behavior? Like, seriously?
Look, at the end of the day, yeah, you need to also understand that this individual that we're talking about, she has kids. She is...
Right.
She has kids,
So she needs to think about that.
Yep. Do you think she doesn't, though? Because there's certain things. She could be on a live stream and maybe her song starts playing. Straight away, she turns that off. She's like, no, that around my kids. She's very cautious of certain things. Whatever she decides to do with her life, she's made her money and she's looking after her kids, and her kids are able to live a lavish lifestyle. with the work and everything maybe the way she went about it wasn't the greatest, but again, this is why it's important when you have to find out about the individual themselves. When we now got to when she opened up and she started telling us about how she grew up and the things she had to go through, then you kind of understand that she didn't get any help that she could get. Everyone turned their back on her. She had to stand on her 2 feet, and she thought.
So she had to be a whore.
I'm not saying that. That's what I said. Maybe the route that she took might not have been the correct route,
right,
but it helped her in the time that she needed, and it got her what she needed at the time. And she's now, because why is she not still doing that? You need to understand.
She's doing it via the music industry now.
No.
She's making songs about her pussy.
She's making songs. She's not doing the action. She's not doing that.
All right, she's married.
You understand? Okay, if that's even still there. But the point is, you need to look at certain things. She picked a certain lifestyle for a certain amount of time to keep herself sustainable.
Which was a good one or a bad one?
Like I said, I personally...
Yeah, a good one or a bad one?
say it was a good one. Me personally.
Okay,
I'm not going to say that was the greatest one to go with, right?
Right.
But she's done it, she got her money, then she started her own dream. She knew what she was doing. She did it because she's funding her dream. She didn't do it because...
So you're basically saying be a whore to fund your dream?
That's not what I'm saying. Again, that's not what
But that's what you're saying.
That's not
You're
what
saying
I'm
you can be a whore to fund your
said,
dream.
Like I said,
and you can't erase that.
Like I said in the beginning,
Right.
I said I don't particularly feel like that was the right route to take.
But she done it.
But she did it. That's her.
And you said it was wrong.
Like I said, again, I don't.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, I don't believe that was the right route to take, because I don't think it was the right route to take. But
it sounds like you're defending it now, though.
I'm not defending it. What I'm saying is, it wasn't the right route to take. I feel like, for me personally, that's something I wouldn't do, right? Because it's just something I wouldn't do. But at the end of the day, like I said, she stopped. Again, I feel like she had a target. She knew what she was doing. She's doing this, she has a target. She got what she needed. She took it and she established her life to the point that it is right now. If she was still continuing what she was doing, on top of having the money, on top of having the kids, then I would be saying a different thing.
So you're basically saying, so let's juxtapose it to me now. I'm a black man, and I'm not living a good life, and I choose.
Okay, let's say drug dealers. For
yeah, I choose to sell drugs to people, right? And then I stop selling drugs to people.
Yeah.
And then after I've stopped, someone says, "Oh yeah, he did what he did because he needed to survive." But I could have killed people.
Okay, see, this is the difference.
Do you understand? Like, I could have.
Yeah, I understand that, but this one is slightly different.
And I maybe did kill people.
This is slightly different though, because the difference is you are selling a product that has different type of effects on other people, in terms of they could die, they can overdose, they can whatever, right? You're I don't know how to say. You're supplying it to people. This is different to being a stripper.
But Cardi B, like you're talking about Cardi B, right?
Yeah. Cardi
B has come on camera and said that she used to drug, and rob people.
Okay, that one I didn't
She
know.
said,
rob.
You should drug and rob guys.
Okay, fair enough. That I didn't know.
Like,
was that something that she was doing consistently though?
I don't know, but that's what she done.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
like,
I didn't know about that.
Right,
one.
okay.
I didn't know about that. But okay, yeah, like I was saying, if you're doing something that has adverse reactions for different people, you don't even know people you've given it to could have died, you're basically a walking time bomb for other people, which is a lot. But then you will still have people that will say, but what did you now do afterwards? You've now gotten your money, what did you do after?
I made good of my life. I bought a business.
Okay, and then it's established, and now you're good, right? Okay, cool.
But that doesn't erase the past, though.
That's what I didn't say. It's going to be erased, but it's still there. Of course, it's going to be still there. You need to understand. At the end of the day, we're all humans. We're going to make decisions that we are not proud of, and we are not happy. Now we're like, we're not happy. So I've done that. It shouldn't have been. Maybe I could have tried something else, but. At the time, that's what they saw as, okay, I'm not getting any success here, I'm not getting any success here. Because trust me, I'm sure those people
just do something illegal.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm sure those people were like, okay, I'm trying to look for a job right now. Let's actual drug dealers that have been doing drugs and they've been getting money, and they now say, okay, I want to be clean now. But then they're trying to be clean, they're not getting the opportunities that they need, they're not getting any sort of attention. Everywhere they go, there's closed doors, everyone's got their backs towards them, and they're left by themselves, and they're thinking, you know what, why am I trying so hard I'm trying to do the good thing, I'm trying to do the right thing, but no one's here to help me, I'm trying to do it on my own, I still don't have the assistance that I need. You need to understand that as much as we would love to scrutinise them and say, oh, but you shouldn't have done that though, oh, you're being lazy, why didn't you go find a job, why didn't you do this? Is there actually are there people helping? Are they being directed to where they need to get the jobs? Are they is there help? If there isn't help, they're left there on their own feeling like, bro, there was no point of me doing all of this. I could have just settled and doing what I was doing, make my money and call it a day. Do you understand? So there's certain things. It's not just about saying, oh, because I can say, oh, I can be a drug dealer, but it's not something that I can do. I also feel like you need to have a certain kind of demeanor or something to be able to carry these, because not everyone can do it.
Because we are considered and controlled, and if that is the perception.
Who's considered and controlled?
Black women. In the main, we are considered and controlled. We are a representation of.
Do you want to come on camera?
No.
No? Go on. So when you say you're considered and controlled, what does that even mean?
It means that in any situation we consider what we do and we control what we do. However, the person receiving that message may not agree with how we presented that message and then consider us to be angry black women, out of control black women, but actually we're not.
Have you seen the new reality shows that are coming out with black women on them?
The new reality shows are for people who want to
half naked,
who want to become celebrities,
angry, fighting,
who want to make money quickly, and they will do whatever the producers and directors tell them to do in order to be able to.
So who's consuming it? Who's consuming that?
Not people like me. Take care. Not people like me. I actually don't.
Probably not you. But the younger generation are.
The younger generation are, but it's a different generation to my generation, and I can't speak.
And that is what has happened with this conversation. The older generation have a totally different view from the younger generation. And so the younger generation are being influenced by this type of show, or these types of shows.
And then we'll put it down to, in part, parenting. As black mothers, we have to be the biggest influence in our children's life, or their fathers have to be their biggest influence in their life, not reality television.
Their fathers do, but a lot of women are taking fathers out of the home now.
I got to interject that all black people in the United Kingdom are out of control currently because they failed to acknowledge Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who died, the foremost she wrote the ISIS Papers, and this is a book that black women in Britain haven't read. Have you read the ISIS Papers?
To be honest with you, I haven't.
You better go home and read it, because unfortunately that's why you're out of control. Until you can.
That's why you perceive.
No, I don't perceive, because unfortunately she put in work and died at 79 7 years ago, and since she died, now we have this problem. I'm 62 and I'm leaving. I'm a black male feminist, and I can tell you this: womanism, yes. Do you know what womanism is?
I actually don't know what womanism is.
Oh, well, womanism came and replaced feminism because you have managed to get along with the white women here so well that you're actually oppressing our children. Currently, my three sisters, me, the family that I have that are all women, don't live in the United Kingdom because you are busy supporting misogyny, which is King Charles, the empire, imperialism, just by the complicit nature that you can't support me to tell you that unless you know Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, you are the problem. I am telling you this because currently I'm leaving the country until enough of you know who Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is.
Do I have a right to reply?
The fact that eugenics, you don't listen to me. You don't have enough knowledge to reply. Eugenics was used by the Conservative Party 2000 when I got here, and that was what Dr. Frances Cress Welsing fought Dr. Shockley over. Who this science that the black woman should be experimented on, which you need to go study this knowledge, because guess what? I'm a little bit fed up that even the word black in Britain, you wouldn't know what it means. I'm the Middle Passage progeny. yes? And when I write it down, right, go look it up, you'll see my name. Currently, I'm the only person in Britain that can speak and define myself. If I was you, I would wait until I pointed out, like I said, middle passage progeny means that you are not able to enter this conversation. Are black women out of control? Because they obviously are, since the only person allowed to speak in Britain is me. Yes, go look up the word, since it's related currently to the fact that I studied Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I love black women. I love my mother, my sister. Oh, enough that I'm standing here telling you, please go learn. Don't posture. I don't posture. This is nutriment. Yeah, I don't posture. I've never needed posture because I put in the work. Yeah, I put in the work. Do you know what the work means? It means you need time, and you don't have time. I'm sorry. Most black women don't have time because guess what? This is Britain, where they are overworked, underpaid, and have to suffer the worst healthcare in the history of healthcare.
I will say, just in defence, is that you are an example of why people will say black people, not necessarily black women, are out of control, because you didn't grant me the right to reply. And actually,
there is no reply.
And actually, from my point of view, you have generalised. You have made assumptions.
Wonderful.
You have made assumptions.
But my
about
generalisation
me
is factual. I know that you don't know who Dr. Francis Cress Welsing is.
And I agreed, and I actually.
It's too late. You allowed the British government to turn her book, The ISIS Papers, which was to help you, into some political programme where they can say that they're terrorists. A book about ISIS, the black goddess. Yo, please. Will you stop? Go read something before you come talk to Nutriment. I am telling you, if this guy's got anything worth any value, I guarantee you I will be adding on to it. Because currently you haven't looked at anything I've had to say, and that also puts you at disadvantage. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. Why? Because people like him exist going, I want to get to the truth. So somebody's already filmed me putting out the truth that I am having to leave the country. Because you want to be a personality and say, well, pay me some mind because I could be an individual. I'm talking about the overall problem. The overall problem is there's no black healthcare, there's no black mental health care, so they drug up all of our people. Yeah, I've left this country for 30 years. I arrived back. Everybody I know is on some type of drug.
There's no answer.
Mental health drugs, because
it's not a conversation.
Mental health is not.
All right, would you allow her to reply though?
Mental health is not drugs.
Yeah, but would you allow her to reply?
Pharmaceutical companies control Britain, and money controls
I'll leave
Britain.
a conversation.
You leave it. All right, fair enough.
A conversation, but
I think it wasn't about a
problem,
conversation. It was about me interrupting you, talking about are black women out of control, and I'm like, yes, they are, because the ones in Britain, unfortunately, don't have enough support. Right? They've worked too hard and been attacked by white supremacy. When I left the country, black women in 1980 were having Carnac House and publishing companies. They were making books for children. They were creating a culture that she was requiring, the culture of we don't want our children to be moulded by images and stuff that is not us, because you commercially benefit. We want our children to be moulded by our culture, our ideals. These are black women. They put a lot of effort. Do you know, I come back to find that all Britain has done is join the internet and made publishing go over the top of them and sell all of it. That I am now trying to buy books that were printed here, written by here, but you can't buy them here. You have to buy them from America. Yeah. This is our work.
They're imports.
You have to import British published books by black people, because you're not allowed them here, because they decide what the narrative is going to be consistently.
Interesting.
Yeah.